Aloha, I'm Chris Berman, and coming up on ESPN, just when everybody was ready to write off Thomas Jones, he found new life under John Gruden in Tampa last year. Now he's back in a starter's role. We'll see if he can deliver. Texans, Bears, it's game time!
Injuries are a fact of life in the NFL. You have to push on and field the best team possible.
Carr throws a bullet to the... Wells. Tillman hammers the receiver. Thomas will take the handoff and heads wide left. Breaks free. Grossman throws a heater and it's caught. Peterson has his number called on first.
It was always a plus to avoid third down altogether, just like that.
Grossman throws a heater right sideline, and it's caught for the score.
Brian Johnson must be wondering if he's in the twilight zone, Dan. There was absolutely no one there to cover him. It doesn't get much.
And the trainers are saying exactly that. He's stretching it out on the sideline here, and it looks like he should be ready to come back.
Terrell catches the hard throw. Grossman throws this one over the middle, and it's
maybe mildly annoying, but definitely not bad.
First down and 4 wideouts in the game. Thomas. Johnson gets the call on first down. Clark goes in motion. Thomas takes it off the toss and gets past the line. Touchdown!
Anthony Thomas plays the D like a violin on this play. Oh, what a juke.
Peter, that will put a touchdown in his stat column.
And that's always nice.
Carr puts his arm into this one, and it's complete at the... Tillman, they can shut it down.
Good denial there.
Second down coming up. Carr zips it to the left side. No good. Carr throws a bullet to the flat, and the ball... Bradford catches it over the middle, and he's looking for room. Carr throws a beauty to the right side, and it's intercepted. Forced out at the 39. Terrell didn't haul that one in, and it falls incomplete. And that'll do it for the first half of this one. The Bears enjoying a lead, 14-0. And now let's send you to Chris Berman in our studios in Bristol for the ESPN halftime report. Boomer, they have yet another shot to score and start this drive at their own 20-yard line. Peterson gets the call again. Payne. Carr throws a bullet here, and it's caught at the 4. No good. Babin sacks him way back at the 11.
Jason Babin. First on 3rd and long. Azuma, tip ball thrown his way, and he can't reel them in. Yeah, funky, Dan. He's just got to grab one to get his confidence back, though.
Davis. Carr fires this one over the middle, and it's complete at the 43.
Get your hands up! Down! Set!
Gaffney hauls it in right side and is well past the markers for a first down.
Down. Look at the weak back. Look at the weak back.
Carr just rifles this one, and it falls incomplete. Intercepted. Tackled at the 20.
David Carr was under fire in the backfield back there. I think that rushed him into throwing a bad pass for the interception.
That will... Thomas takes this one way out left, and Thomas takes his 16th carry. The Texans take a timeout. That's their final one. And that is going to do it for this one. The Bears come out on top 14-0. For my partner, Peter O'Keefe, this is Dan Stevens saying goodbye until next time.
All right, gang, great work as always. And with that, we welcome everybody back to the ESPN studios for our ESPN Video Games post-game show. I'm Chris Berman. The Bears stepped it up for sure, putting up some good numbers. We'll pick up the action midway through the third quarter. David Carr would find his target on this one. Rex Grossman would drop back and deliver a strike on this one. Texans back by 14. Jerry Azuma would come up with the big play to kill a drive as he was able to step in front of a wayward pass for an INT. And that's where we'll leave this one. Bears serve up a shutout, 14-0. Now let's talk to a player who was instrumental in their dominant running game and is our player of the game. The A-Train, Anthony Thomas, is on the field with our Susie Calder. Suze?
Thank you, Chris. You were fantastic, and you helped your team put this game away. What gave you guys the edge today?
I thought that we really performed well offensively. We ran our plays cleanly, and everybody did their part. And we managed to rack up some serious yards as a result. All in all, it was a pretty good game for us.
Back to you, Chris.
This is SportsCenter.
Hi there, I'm Chris Berman. We got a lot of games to cover, so let's get to it. In our first game this week, we had the Browns edge their way to a narrow 3-point win. In a long-standing NFC rivalry, we had the Rams win their 9th game of the year. The Giants won this contest, but will stay at the 3rd place in the NFC East. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
Dwayne Bates will be on the move. You see it there. He'll be getting a nice little payday, too. 6 years, $4.2 million. This guy will also have a new address for a while as he signs a 4-year contract with the Giants. In front of you, we've got the AFC Infirmary report. And as you can see, they were hit hard this week. Alan Faneca won't see action for a while, so this offense is going to have to make do without him. Notes from the team doctors said it's a broken thigh bone and that he'll likely be out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. In front of you, we've got the NFC list. And as you can see, they could form their own mash unit. LeVar Arrington will be on the sidelines for a while, so this defense will need to do some reshuffling in his absence. X-rays revealing that a broken foot is the report. He'll be out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. Now, on to even bigger news, as you may have already heard. Quincy Monk had to be placed on injured reserve, so he'll be on the sidelines for the rest of the year. Just a key blow to the heart of this defense. So that'll do it for now. Boomer, back to you.
Texans, Bears. Jerry Azuma was in the right place at the right time, as his interception was a possible momentum shifter. The Bears go on to win this by the final score of 14-0. Chad Johnson stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. Tony Richardson had over 50 yards receiving and helped his Chiefs beat the Broncos. In the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, we had the Eagles stroll away with a 14-point win. We had a big trade also of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris. Well, trades aren't quite as common in the NFL nowadays as they are in other sports, certainly. But we've got news to report to you on the trading front nonetheless. This guy leaves the Eagles and will be on his way to the Bengals. And they obviously see that as one of the areas that needs improvement. In exchange, they'll get someone to beef up their roster. Kelly Washington is a guy that ought to be able to fit right in with his new club, and he should make his presence felt over time.
Panthers, Falcons. Michael Jenkins
is split out at his own 20-yard line. Probably a little safety valve across the middle. And he stutter steps. Oh, no. He has more in mind. Breaks the tackle. Let him go. He could go all the way. What speed? Touchdown.
The Falcons win this one by the final score of 31-20. Up in Ford Field, we had the Lions lose by 6 points. The Redskins' defense held their opponents to under 100 rushing yards in their win at 3Com Park. The Raiders lost at home and will have to hit the road to meet the Chiefs. Ravens, Colts. Kyle Bowler calls the signals at the 24-yard line. And a quick rollout. Boy, he has some time. What a bullet! Touchdown! The Ravens go on to win this by the final score of 21-17. In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Patriots win their 10th game of the season. The Seahawks won this contest, but will stay at the first place in the NFC West. Fred Taylor played well despite the loss and showed us why he's ranked up at the top of the league. Saints, Buccaneers. Brad Johnson surveys the defense at the 25. Extra receiver is split out. That's the tight end. Even though he's got double coverage, heads to the corner, touchdown. What a throw. The Buccaneers win this one by the final score of 41-21.
All right, Boomer, thanks. Just 2 weeks to go until the playoffs arrive. And just as we do every year, we're looking at a number of interesting races as teams jockey for position. We'll start it out in the AFC. Meanwhile, over in the NFC, the playoff picture looks like this. So that's how we stand to this point. Still lots of jockeying left to go as we get this thing sorted out for January. And that'll do it from here. Chris, let's send it back over to you.
So with just 2 weeks to go now, still plenty to be decided before January rolls around. But first, my primetime players' game balls go out to these men, each helping their team down the stretch. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.